Hi,
That's
Todd.
great.
It's about time, right?
Oh, I
So,
love it.
addiction, you are not with technology when you're lost for 10 years. It was a whole new world. And I'm like, and I used laptop. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, we have now officially linked up. Thank you for taking the time here to join the
Thank you for
Toddcast
having
in
me.
Vancouver, Canada. And of course,
Yeah.
you're in Florida. Like how did you fare through all the flooding and everything? Like you must
So,
know a ton of people that got like their lives devastated.
you need to hear about Florida. The crazy thing is, and we were just saying this the other day, my fellow producer is in North Carolina. He's with the Now Network, going to work closely with them, the network we're going on.
Yeah.
So we both got whammed. He got hit, then we got hit. The crazy thing is, in Titusville, it was the only smidge on Florida that didn't have tornadoes. Like there was a boom, 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 boom. If I show you the picture, you would get goosebumps because my son said, "How did it miss you?" And I'm like, "That's where the rockets are. I don't know." you know?
Holy crap. And like
Yeah.
is it still bad down there right now?
We got so lucky. I mean, like we did have power lines. We had zipping through the water out in the front and the back, and you could hear it go. You could hear it go crazy. And I didn't even think that. I told my daughter, I said, "Oh my gosh, we better not even walk out there," because they were trying to walk out and see the devastation. I'm like, "There's power lines."
Don't do
No,
that.
no, no. And it's so new to us. Excuse me, because we're from up north, so we're not used to that down here. We were just like, it's different. It's a whole new world.
So you're from up north. Where are you from
Yeah,
then?
well, so we're from Poland, come to New York, Queens, to Delaware when my father and mother got married. And then I moved to Florida after I divorced my husband and figured out how to get out of this thing called addiction.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's this story. Everybody's got a story, but this is, you don't see it, Todd. You don't see anybody. You just see the intervention of, you're no good, or what happened to that person? Are they okay? And that's how we threw it to the network, or I threw it to my fellow producer I chose. I
Sure,
said,
yeah.
we got to do something, because I would never ordinarily do this. This is not anybody, I'm sure, but me, that's not who I am, and it ruined my marriage of 17 years. So I said, somebody's got to put their foot down. Somebody's got to get out here. Somebody's got to do something,
Mm,
talk,
mm.
well, I'm a talker. So
And I know a lot of people like even in myself, I guess, like I would like to think like if somebody were to become addicted to something, I would help them. I would step in, but a lot of people say that and a lot of people don't do it, right?
it's the shame. I was raised, I'm eclectic. I hang with everyone. Back in the school and high school when you used to have smoking court, I hung with everyone. The freaks. I went, through going to H Hole and everybody. I would just bebop with my cigarette to everyone.
I hear that.
So
Yeah,
it
same.
took a village to raise me, and it's going to take a village to save me, for real. Because holy, you think you're going to ace it when you're in addiction. Not me. Yeah, okay. Well, I got this. But first, it started with doctors, but also started when I was a Miller girl, Bug girl, Jägermeister girl, glorified. Posters with all of them, it was a big thing. Keychains, signing posters, doing promotions, and KS distributors, standard distributors, which I don't know if you're familiar. Standard is Miller and KS is Budweiser.
Okay.
I was making very good money back then. And it was glorified. The 80s and the 90s, it was definitely glorified.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's glorified today, but it's a dead town out there today.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like nobody's outside.
And is it like they always say like you need to do it for yourself, like you need to want to quit. Is that
Oh,
true or can you like get thrown into a rehab center and can you walk out the other side ready to go or
well, let me ask you a question. Are you a sober person? Have you ever been addicted to anything, a substance or a drink or anything?
I mean, I love porn.
Uh, that's an addiction.
I love, smoking weed. I do like
Oh, okay.
drinking. I don't
Well,
know that I'm addicted to it. Like I I guess I could probably stop drinking, but I
yeah, yeah.
like it.
Listen,
And
I'm addicted
I
to
fuck
work
my
now.
life up doing it.
Right, because I'm fucking addicted to work now. Are you serious? I'm like, well, one, I'm going to get my life back. I'm going to get my life back. But we got a double whammy here. It was addiction from doctors, but it was also COVID. Nobody wanted to be touched. Hair, skin, and nails. Boom. I lost
Right.
everything. Uh, no one wanted to be touched. So therefore, my career was gone.
Yeah.
Cat, sorry. And so I was like, whoa. And they say higher power. We are going on a faith-based network because we want to make our tribe safe. I don't claim to say I know there's a God. My God, of my understanding, good, orderly direction spells out God. It's a beautiful story, but yet it's not to me because I'm seeing a man up there like this. And I went to Catholic school and like I have wore the crucifixes all the time. But as a child, let's look for a child's aspect. With this is they tell you it's your higher power. You must go to those meetings. You must get in those rooms. We are not saying do not go in those rooms. Do not go. You need to find your tribe.
Yeah.
It's up to you to take the steps to get, and it is a walk back. Now, if I didn't have my child, as you could see, what am I doing? Tell me what, you need. Wait a minute. I feel like I'm 84. I'm like, oh, she's like, that's because you're old. I'm like, stop the madness. I'm 54, not 84.
Yeah.
And, so my eyesight's gone, it really, well, I'm sure the drugs from the doctors did not help. My eyesight was perfect. And you'll hear that with the story with my life story on the show. It's going from a pilot, we are undecided, from a pilot to a mini series merging into the talk show. So we're doing a production as well. So we're doing stories with everybody's got a story.
Oh, sure, everybody does. And how
I mean,
long have you been
everybody's got a
sober for?
story. And, huh?
How long have you been sober?
No, January 25th will be 3 years from ADHD meds, Adderall up, it didn't work. So it goes hand in hand when you're an addict, alcoholic, workaholic.
Yeah.
You are just switching up. All right, man, if I'm not going to do this today and I can't do that, and that's evidently not going to happen. I mean, I can't score it or whatever. You're going to switch up for a drink. The one thing that I noticed I wasn't addicted to was weed. Like you eat, you go to sleep. Like you don't lose weight. You're not out there wrecking your car. You're like, what up, bro? You know what I mean? It's the gateway out, and it shows proof of it. We know that it does today, and they're bringing it to light.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the gateway in. It's the gateway in to me is cigarettes. Man, I
Sure.
started smoking cigarettes, and it was off and popping.
Oh, yeah. And you know
It
that
wasn't weed, bro. It was not weed.
no, not at all. In fact, weed back in the day before before broadcasting, before I got married and all that, like one of my
Yeah,
girlfriends, she stopped smoking cigarettes by every time she had a nick fit, I'd fire up a joint and fuck, we'd share a joint and
yeah,
she stopped smoking cigarettes, smoking weed.
yeah. Right, right. It's that
And then she just
simplistic.
stopped smoking weed.
Listen, I got this right here, and I'm thinking, I'm wondering if that I just started it because it's a little
What is
bit
that,
of
a vape?
a
Is that a
yeah,
vape?
yeah.
Uh,
A
yeah.
little bit of a vape. And so, listen, I've got the weed card. I don't want the weed because one, I'm not a boyfriend. I French kiss that food like crazy. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
snap. This is good. And I've been single a very long time. I was married 17 years, and I just will not entertain one, hurting someone, two, wasting my time or their time. I'm really dead serious when I'm in a relationship. So what I see around me is like, whoa. My ex-husband was my first crush in third grade. He was the only person who was ever in and out of my life. I don't do the makeup breakup thing. So when we were given medications from a doctor, that's what spun us out. We got hit in a car accident and it was pain meds. And I saw my husband turn into a total different man. I can't say I'm a saint per se because I built myself. I did take my medications properly till I didn't. It is I'm sorry, I'll turn this off. It is an absolute process, and you trust your doctors, Todd. I had 3 children. Like, are you serious? So we have a business. I had a business, and I was like, well, how the hell are we going to work the business? And what are we going to do? I guess we better take these meds. I know nothing about it. That's when it was getting on the scene at that point in time. My children, they were young, 6. It was 2006. Let me tell you, May 27th is 12 years off of opiates from a doctor. Hardest fight of my life. And I know that my husband did not genuinely mean to go that route. And he really is nowhere near as bad as some are. And I do not judge anyone. And that's what I told Gary, my fellow producer. He's the magic angle. I don't know if you have any questions you want me to elaborate on that. I'm just speaking like there is no script. And that's why he desires me to do this, because there is no script with me. I keep it 100, sometimes 100 miles an hour. I got to stay fresh because when you're coming out of addiction, Todd, like, so now I don't believe this show is about the sober person and the addict coming to solutions. None of this doom and gloom, get in the room, you're nothing, you're no one. There is a time for that. Then
have you picked a name? Have you guys decided on what you're going to call this show?
Twisted Recovery Experience.
Okay. So
it's magic, music, comedy. So we're going to get to the point. I'm showing a journey, and like I really go fast, but I'm taking step by step. I'm doing construction cleaning at 54, and I'm like, I'm not going to go out with just some guy so he takes care of me. I see a lot of ladies do this. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. Yeah. And so if I did not have my daughter, I would still be way down the ladder with rides and what have you. And so Twisted Recovery Experience, what we're going to do with that, music is medication. If you're in recovery, you'll see the RX on my emblem. And my daughter drew the drop. Sorry, I'm tired from work. The backdrop for the show. That. And so the backdrop for the show. So she did that on the iPad. And so we got 286 million homes plus their contents in 85 countries. That's our first network. So wow. That's and I'm still doing, listen, I'm working on getting my license transferred from Delaware. I just said, I'm going to do this for myself. I have no one to rely on but myself. And what is going to make me feel of self-worth? I've always been an entrepreneur. I said, we got to help these other ones that this happened to. This is a trickle-down theory that avalanches that you don't even know. Like, what the hell? What the fuck? Whoa. You know what I mean? Like, shit. Like, what the hell is going on? My husband's gone. That's coming out with what happened there. And, he was a wonderful husband when I was married. It wasn't that it was like this man instantly became, it was addiction. And this is from doctors. And, I don't know how they sleep at night, lots of them, knowing that what they've done to so many families. I really don't know, because like it deteriorated my bones. I had to have skull surgery. My whole face caved in. My bones are brittle, and I'm working seven days a week, 6 nights a week. So I work day and night.
Right. And you work at SpaceX, right? What do you do there?
Yeah. So I got construction cleaning over there.
Okay.
But I'm also, within the next month or so, I've been in touch with them. So this is where the story turns beautiful. Well, there's a lot more, but I'm not allowed to say anything at the moment. But I'm working in there. I used to have a carpet cleaning business with my ex-husband so I could stay home with the kids, and I did hair. And so all of my stuff that I lost with addiction, and it reminds me, like, makes you see like Dorothy, like your house is twisting and all your stuff's going, and it's called Twisted Recovery. Everybody's got their twist. I don't care who you are. Everybody does. So this is how I correlated the show, and I'm watching my life spiral and twist. And I picked up and I moved. Not that it's people, places, things, because with the show, it is not people, places, things, Todd. If you replace that means I can't hang with you, bro, because like you have a drink here and there. No, we're going to vibe. I know better. If I see you in public, I have you on a segment in my show, You are going to most certainly have drinks at our events with people, and I'm going to sit and vibe with you. I know I can't. So when they say that, I'm against it. That's with my show. We have to do the sober person and the addict coming to solutions, because if you tell me people, places, and things, and I've got to leave everyone or go with one over the other, just like politics, that's a divide. And I really believe in one conscience. Everybody get together. Let's just go. And, that's where Elon comes in, he's about it. And look at them coming to him. And so when I was over there, I was working in a lumber yard down here, lifting for 11 hours a day, wood, dead ass in my Levi's, just in there, my flannels, not giving it. I'm going to do this, and we got pictures all over Facebook of it and videos. It was like, I'm doing it, and I met a girl in there and I looked at her. I said, you got your own swerve? Because I'm an entrepreneur. And she was cleaning. Mind you, that is not my preference. Mm-hmm. But if I'm going to get clean and you got to stay a clean life, I said to myself, you know what? Let's just go clean all the way if she's self-employed, right? Landed me right in SpaceX. The boss gave me a contract. I'm in SpaceX, Zoom. I'm thinking, okay, I'm by the rockets. Holy shit. Like, I'm in the hangar, bro. I'm in there with the fairings, the head of the rockets, every single one that goes out of this place. I see them. I see all the engineers, all of them. They're all like family. They're like, what up, Kristina? When I come in, it's a big family of their wonderful crew. He's got amazing things going on over there. And I'm working in there late at night and I'm totally amazed. And it's like, when I first moved here, I came from Delaware. I didn't know anything. I Googled the cheapest place to live in Florida. It was Titusville. And so I'm looking around and I said to my daughter, what in the hell? There's a NASA here. And then the day we got here, here goes a rocket. Look, when you have never seen one and been around it, have you ever?
Watching it on TV, but far away, right? Like it's across the world.
Whole new world. Yeah. So, whoa, I live 3 blocks from there now.
Mind blowing. Yeah. It must be a mind blower to watch that shit.
What? There's nobody outside hardly. I'm blown away because of the devices. And I said, all this hard work and nobody's out here watching it like crazy, like, back in the day, because everybody can see a device and go on video. It is nothing like being in person. Sorry, come down. Yeah. Because with my house, it shakes constantly and I go right from my front yard. I live 3 blocks from there. So it's like, whoa, you just feel it. And, everybody gets used to it here. At first, we would run till we almost break our legs.
That's why they're not out watching it, because they're just used to it.
We're so used. Well, I'm one of them now. I'm a Floridian, 3 years almost. So when I run out the house, when we first got here, we ran out our apartment, almost breaking our legs. Oh, my God. Oh, so funny. We're like ready to break each other's legs, jumping out of bed to see it. It is the most beautiful sight. You can't put it into words. You really cannot put it into words, especially when you hear the children's excitement. And I said, oh my God, my higher power or whatever. I look at this as a video game. A bitch is leveling up. Dead ass. Okay. So we're going to the secret world over there. Let's go. Team Elon. I'm over there. Right. So I'm over there working. Right. And I'm like bitching a little bit. I'm tired. 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm working 6 nights a week till 6 a.m. I go in midnight. Man, bitchy a little bit. I'm tired because I work all day contracts too. Got to stay grateful, stay present. So I said, I'm going to stay grateful. I'm going to stay present. They treat us so good at SpaceX. We're so spoiled. And so, I mean, food, everything. They're so good to us. I look to the left. There's a little closet. Just like the custodian type closet. I don't do toilets, but still I do construction cleaning. But that being said, a custodian closet, we do go in. Here's a rocket down into a pair of scissors. What do? Hair. I ran in the kitchen. I got my daughter. I ran. I said, this video game just showed me how I'm leveling up. And she said, what? You know what I mean? I said, come here, look. She went, what? There's a hair place in here? And I said, yeah. Well, we're in there late at night, so we don't see people, Todd. We don't see them. And they're like, we didn't think there ain't going to be a hair place in there, right? There's 7 hair facilities throughout Kennedy Space Center.
No way, 7?
7.
It's that big?
So I said, wait, yeah, bro, it's big. Yeah,
That's
there's like,
crazy.
well, you got Jeff Bezos over there, you've got
Sure.
NASA,
Yeah.
you've got SpaceX, and you've got
Wow.
all of it. Jeff Bezos is doing the rockets too, so I'm doing hair for Bezos 1 day a week. I'm doing hair in NASA. NASA keeps reaching out. They want me there. SpaceX possibly 3 nights a week. But if I had my way, I'd have a shortcut, have my own salon. But let's not level up too fast, But the woman is wonderful. I reached out to her, told her my story.
Mm-hmm.
That I had some very pricey. I mean, I've been doing hair since '86. So when I lost everything in my home due to COVID and I guess addiction, together combined, I guess goodbye. I'm looking at it like Dorothy with the house in the wind. It was my home. I paid cash for it 17 years prior. It was the land rent late once in 17 years. That's how the show's coming to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was late one time. You mean to tell me you took everything in my house, everything I've ever had, and my entire home, and it was COVID. And then 2 weeks later, I said, I'll pay you 2 years up front. I will pay you 2 years up front of my land rent. I had to wait for a check. That loophole, Delaware was just. So it was the best move. I looked at my daughter. I said, if they could do that to me, a mother of 3, and losing my mind here, kids in all different homes due to addiction. Dad was in addiction. He had lost the business. I had to watch my children in other homes. Todd, everybody's got a story. So I said, so why aren't these stories out here more than intervention? I'm sorry. I don't like seeing the girl jumping on the table and she's out the door and she's coming back and forth and she relapsed. I said to my friend Gary, I'm sober. It's a magical life. Look where I'm at. I'm working at SpaceX. Are you kidding me? I'm at Kennedy Space Center. That's just one of my jobs because now I got 2 of them over there.
Mm-hmm.
And, get up, show up every day. Even when you're that little voice in your head, man, I don't feel like getting up. I really should be getting some sleep. Get some sleep. If that little voice says, get some sleep, put your phone down, get off it. I don't want to get up, get up. The minute you don't want to get up, get up. Because that's what I said to myself. You don't have a guy, you don't trust roommates, because you got to be really careful when you're coming out of addiction with any kind of roommates or anyone. So I'm on my own. Finally, I got my daughter into her place. It took me $80,000 to get to Delaware because the rooms were $1,000 a week. Shittiest of rooms. And I had her with me, and I was like, you're coming with me. You're not staying in Delaware. And that's coming out in the story as well, so, with my ex. But so, I said, you're coming with me. I'm not going anywhere without you. And best move. She's at UCF, senior, and with brain surgeons. She's a psych major. So wonderful transition. But what we're doing, which is so amazing, is I said to myself, how can we do something to help these people? I just can't give up on people, Todd. I can't. Like, I was raised by bikers. Every chapter, they look at the movies and are like, oh, yeah, scumbag on a bike. You know what I'm saying? No, it is so not. We are a family beyond. We come thousands strong. You just don't see, they don't glorify that. It's just the biker mentality, meth head. Well, shut up. Shut up. You know what I mean? It is so a family. They will do anything for anyone. And it's all chapters that raised me growing up, because there's also trauma coming about what happened to me as a child as to why I turned to alcohol, a substance, period. My father put a shotgun in my arms at 9 years old. Had me shoot my abuser. So I remember, but I don't remember everything. So it was pretty intense when you're 9 and you remember it's coming out. So, it's going to be a detailed story with that. But, you always worry about hurting your family by saying anything. That's another reason why we're doing it, because you got to gut out that trauma, get it out. Like, I'm sure we see there's movies. We're going to just slam people with the recovery. Look at this one. Look what they did. They got look at their old. What happened? Look.
What is the timeline? Like, when will we see this?
So this is the journey that I have to show, and we would have done this already a year ago. 2025. So now Gary's moving over to the network. So it's been a year of preparations of me getting my life back. I've got to show the journey, which is slow going to, if it's just me, I got to pay this, that, this, that. This goes wrong. The vet for the cat, this, the kid's car needs tires, this, I mean, and gas and
Like,
it's
sure.
just showing the journey. And now he's at the Now Network. You got to really, it's like a recipe. You got to put some stuff on the back burner. You got to bring other things to the front.
Right.
And it's not a recipe for disaster because there has not been one night. This is addiction. And I am like shocked at how many people who I can't keep up. People are interested in what's going on because when you're high, it's a magical life that it shows you, like everything. You think you even look good and you don't, you think you look bomb and you really look bomb,
Sure.
and like no. And so with magic, we're going to have events where people are going to be sober and they're going to be working with magicians, acting out, if you will, what they saw when they were high that you can do sober. And so with a lot of stories that are coming through, you're going to be seeing the shittiest side. You're going to see some terrible pictures and stuff and videos of me and transition. And then you're going to see, like you said, timeline. But if I have, which I can't really speak, a lot of interest in the show. I can't really say, but I could have had it a long time ago. I mean, moving. But I
It
can't
sounds like
show.
it sounds like it's almost like a really time-consuming, all-encompassing thing in your life. Like, do you find time to do anything? Like, do you binge watch shows? Do you go to concerts? Do you watch sports? Like, besides this and work, like, what do you fill your life with?
This is what this is the issue. I constantly work because it is a must. I'm not doing anything. I'm working, and then when I'm home, I'm working with the show. I'm constantly pumping the show and talking because that is my passion. But when I do go out, it's live music.
Yeah.
And I can go. Yeah. And that's my family. That's where the other ones come in. So
Well, yeah, you said over in the like on through Twitter and stuff, like I post like Brian Gamboa or whatever, and you're like, nah,
Brian
like
Gamboa
Brian's
called
a
me the
good
other
guy,
day.
and
Brian is my
I,
homie. Brian is Team Twisted Recovery. He's
I
going to
love
be
him.
coming with events. Oh my God, are you kidding me, Brian? Yeah, he digs you. I told him, I said, I was talking to
He's a great
Todd,
guy. Yeah.
Oh, you
So
kidding me? He just did Halloween and he showed it to me when he was building it and we were on the phone talking about Twisted Recovery. I was
yeah,
like, Brian, man, you got a beautiful family. He's got a beautiful wife, a beautiful baby. And we just lost our beautiful girl, Victoria Seeger. I don't know if you know who she is. Big promoter in the music scene. And we just lost her. So it brought the music community together. So we were on the phone at length and we were speaking about the show. And he's like, wow, this is amazing. See, because music is medication. That's where I went besides the bikers.
Yeah.
Everyone that knows me, I was singing something. We didn't have all this stuff that these kids have today. We went to a club. We hung out. We went to all the places where everybody gigged or they did practices, or we just had big places in Maryland, Baltimore, Hammerjacks in Baltimore. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but that's a big place. Kicks got their start there. So, we hung out with all of these people, Cinderella, Kiefer, everybody would go over Bon Jovi, over in Jersey. So like this was our circle. And then Philly, we go up there where everybody hang out, all the concerts, countless, music. And when the music ended, I was like, oh my God, right back in my head.
Yeah.
Right back in my head. So I lived in the music scene. So now I've got friends who are also family, Jason Mooney, Rob Robinson. I really don't have, if I say I need help, they're coming. So now I'm going to be doing, my grandfather was in the New York Philharmonic. I'm trying to keep track for you, ADHD, but I'm not taking the meds. He was in New York Philharmonic, and I just really love the sound of metal with violin. So I said to Jason Mooney, he was with Slayer at some point. And so my friend Rob Robinson, he was getting looked at by Kill Pop. He's good friends with Corey and all them. He's friends with all of them.
Okay.
And, I looked at them when I moved to Florida. I was like, you already know I've got to get into some music or I'm going to lose my mind. I left Delaware, so I've got my music community. We do, like, it's so cool to just go out karaoke. My friend George Schuyler, he was with Quiet Riot. He was with,
Nice.
oh no, we just sang karaoke right up here at your little hole in the wall.
Great.
Oh my God, he's with John
What do you
Cougar
sing when you do
Mellencamp.
karaoke?
He's with Macy Gray. Am I saying it right? Yeah. He was with John Cougar Mellencamp. I want to make sure he's with so many. And these are people that are just swinging over and grab me up and say, what do you want to do? That really love me, you know what I mean? And really care. And it's been a brother thing. They are brothers. It is not. Listen, if I wanted a musician, that would be the first place to go. We have a lot of shit in our plate. I like a nerdy brain. I'm like really into that, And so, but I love my musicians because that's home. And I said, we've got to bring these events and show magic, music, and comedy. I always got class clown and, laughter is medicine. Music is medicine. And magic is a magical world for everybody if you just get up and show up every day.
Yeah.
But sober, like dead ass. Like, well, I don't have a problem with weed. Listen, I got a card. I just don't want to put on a lot of weight. I'm getting on stage. You know what I mean? So, but there's a lot of other things that are like the doors are boom, slamming open. Like, I wish I could say now because you'd be like, holy shit, right now you would.
Yeah, we'll catch up in the new year and we'll get your buddy as well. So
yes, hopefully by then.
What was your first concert, by the way?
My very first concert. Well, AC/DC.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And let me tell you.
For what tour? Who was singing?
Now, I can't tell you. I remember I went to so many different concerts. The very first time I did a drug was in a concert off the hood of a car.
Yeah.
I did a line of coke. I did. But, what was my favorite concert? It remained to be AC/DC.
Yeah. It's pretty hard.
You want to know why? It's just they wait for those about to fire. The cannon shooting out water. There's bad waits and everybody's together. You know what I mean? It's just one crowd child. You know what I mean? And but my favorite vocalist of all time, which is Dio, okay, Jeff Tate. So Take Hold of the Flame. I'm by those fairings. You already know I could see the launch from the launch pad in there. I work in there. I put that on blast. And Elon lets us bump the music through there. He doesn't care. Elon's for it. Elon's all for it. You know what I mean? And so I bump Queens, right? I take I'm like, I'm not a DJ. I'll take a bunch of my people that are friends with their live music and I'll bump it in there. 10 plus, get that vibration on those rockets. Get your vibration on those rockets. It's that's your stuff, and we do. We take requests.
That's great. It must be fun working there. Sounds like
he was just there for Players Dawn. But I mean, like, I'm over on X. They're cool people. They're people like you and I. I talked to his mom on X. Like, I talked to him. And plus, I work in there. I think she would be a little bit more partial to speaking to you on, if you're working there as well. Sure. But, they're people too. And I think what people see is the glorifications and also the put downs. I mean, look at what I just saw today, what blew my mind. They're trying to say that they're going to try to take Elon out of here now. That's something I saw today. It was a news thing. Like I don't know if it's satire, whatever. I don't know. But I said, would they be so crazy to do? I think Elon shared it. Yeah, I think he did say, oh, they'll do anything to get me out of here. And I said, what? Like, because they won't deport all these people, but they're trying to get a law now. So, I said, that's terrible because everything that he's done, it blew my mind when I saw that. And I was like, what in the Disney gone wrong are we living, Todd? Like,
that's crazy. I hadn't heard that.
Well, that if you go on there today, go over there and look on his page. Yeah, man, because he said, oh, they'll do anything to get me out or something to that effect. Elon's pretty brief about it. He works a lot. And you guys say Elon, I say Elon. and and so, there's just some heartbreaking things to see because I live here. And because I live here, I see face value that man's work. How are you gonna? But when you see people doing, like, my daughter was just at a concert, not a concert, when she was just at a concert, but she went out for Halloween last weekend. These kids can't do anything. It's so upsetting. I think they should all be down here making out by the rockets, but don't ask me. I mean, really, I
Mhm.
mean, what? A good jam in the car. They say go ahead out here. They don't have a problem. Just, they don't. They let you, but nobody's outside. But right down here at this club in Orlando, 2 kids just got shot and killed and 6 injured in a shooting. My daughter was supposed to be there that night.
Brutal.
She went out last weekend. This is in Orlando. She said, Mom, I said, I saw that. That's where you were? Because she works with me 6 nights a week over there at Kennedy with me. We're self-employed somewhat, but we are subcontractors
Sure.
who contract to a contractor. And I mean, this is just crazy what's going on. So this is another reason why the show is crucial for the live events. We want them in sober areas. We're weed friendly. We don't have a problem with that. The problem we have is your toxicity, your whatever happened, like what happened to Liam. Do you know who Liam from One Direction?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Brianna grew up with that group. My daughter, well, I've been in the music scene forever. So um, with her watching One Direction, these young girls watched with the boy crushes, you know what I mean? But she loved Harry Styles, but she loved them all like these kids do religiously. So when she saw that, it was devastating. Just that pink cocaine, but it's not cocaine. So what these people are doing is they're going hard on it like it's a hard drug, like it's just coke. It takes 2 granules of salt. If you are not a um, heroin or whatever user, 2 granules of salt is what it looks like to take your life.
Wow.
So I said, you're to get those fucking lids for your drinks when you're in a bar, yo, because like you don't even know.
That's so scary.
How many of you think are out here being murdered from this stuff? Come on. Let's get real. I said, I'll be the voice. Like, what? I'm sorry. Let's get sober. See the beautiful life. Come on, man. Let's go. Because these kids are going to bars. You know what I mean? Like, there's better things. Go out to like they have Enchanted Forest here. We went to the Springs. There's stuff. So we're going to tour with the show too. We've got a lot of things. I go fast in the mind. I always have. And that's
Yeah.
the ADHD. But that's where I've had to go slow. And I reached out to you. I've been approached by many, countless. I can't tell you how many podcasts have reached out. You stuck out. And I said, if this is a journey I'm showing, I'm going to be very selective who I go on first to talk to thoroughly on X. X
Yeah.
is the future.
Oh, access. Yeah, it's not going away. Like you don't spend that kind of money for a platform to let it
He's doing everything for everybody. And I don't know if you're political.
not really. I'm not super
I'm not
political.
either. I'm not either. And because when they argue, I don't like how ugly they get. I squash them over on Facebook. I'm like, so you guys are threatening to kill each other, and you're my family, and I love you. And I'm sitting here seeing you guys say this stuff. They lie on both sides. And I asked my mother when I was younger, "You're not voting?" And she was like, "They lie on both sides." And I was like, she was right. I was a kid. I was a
Yeah.
kid then. And I said, "Oh my God, you're so right." And she was like, "So I'm not wasting my time." And I was like, but you should vote, right? So it was like, really right now, I'm concerned about what's going on inside of here, but I'm concerned either way.
Mm.
I mean, not so much Trump. Like, I really hope he follows through what he's saying, but like with this stuff, with these people coming through the borders, pouring through, oh boy, I got kids. And what, Alon's mom has showed. up there in New York with her. She's like, I take my dog for a walk. And, I said, oh, Mama, I call her Mama Musk. I'm like, oh, Mama Musk, you know what I mean? Get inside. I tell her, what are you doing out there? You know what I mean? And she's upset. She's like, I didn't come here for this. So we're all tight knit over there in Kennedy Space Center. That is our family, essentially, in our eyes. So, like, wow, when you're coming at them and how good they treat us and how wonderful they are, it's just unfathomable to me, the ugliness
Yeah.
which comes to politics. And I have reached out on my own and I said, somebody don't let him in politics, please. But anyway, there's some really cool stuff coming with everything that we talked about with the show. But politics are going on right now.
Where
Like
let me pause you for a sec here. Where is the best place for people to go to online to kind of learn about twisted recovery and what you're doing? Like, is there a platform
the
yet for this?
website, are you talking about a website?
Yeah. Is there a website
Okay,
or like a Facebook page
this
or
is where
anything, or
I'm glad I
Instagram or
chose you. Have you
yeah.
tried to find it and you don't see it, right?
Yeah, no.
Purposely.
Yeah. But it's coming.
Purposely.
It's coming.
It's already established.
Yeah.
So Mr. Cooch, he was the tour manager for Twisted Sister.
Okay.
Okay. He and I are established it. I already established it a long time ago.
Mm.
But I'm not trying to keep everybody inside a computer.
Right.
So if I do a website, that means I'm keeping you in there.
Well, website get the info out though. You're touring, you got the comedy thing
Right.
and the
It was
music and all
just to
that. Like,
see for a year. It
yeah.
was to see for a year if I could get eyes and
Yeah.
attention. I'm sick and tired by being like this. Hey, man, because I'd rather be sitting and vibing with you. What's up? You and your wife thing. I'd rather be doing that.
Sure would
You
be
know what I
nice,
mean?
wouldn't it?
You know what I mean? But I can still see there is a good thing to it. I can see you and we could get things done. So I did it for a year and I wanted to see how much attention it got. And holy shit, the attention was unbelievable. Without a website,
Mm-hmm.
without, I established one. I've got the the portal. I've got all that. Now we're going to build it.
Mm.
I wanted to see because I let engineers in my family. My grandfather put the electric through the Verrazano Bridge, just one of those in New York, and lab techs. And so I was like a scientist with it. I'm like, I'm going to see if I could do this on my own without any of this shit technology. I just want to see, can we take it old school just a bit? You know what I mean? Because like that's what we used to do, and it went powerful. No negativity. And I said, now we built this website. It's going to pour. It's going to pour in. But make no mistake, if I did not work at Kennedy Space Center and show my sober story, I don't think so. I don't think it would have flew like it is.
Mm.
That's a recovery story. I haven't even got my driver's license back yet. I am working on that. Delaware and I is 2 different states from each other. But I'm showing my tribe, if I can do this, anyone can do this.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need the money for the websites. You don't need, because that's an added build, bro. That's an added build to what we're trying to rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a whole, and I've leveled up since then. I'm like, yeah, I guess I better do it now. But back then I was like, well, I don't have the money for that. So I'm going to show you, like, we can do this. You know what I mean? And, when you're in addiction, building back up, I don't have time to pay for this. I just paid for my P.O. box again. That's money for a P.O. box for the show because that mail is going to pour in. It's already started inbox. I cannot keep up online. So what we've been doing is, and Gary grew up with David Copperfield on stage.
Mm.
Chris Angel, he was just living in a mansion with Chris Angel's family, and because he had a stroke. So now he's with North Carolina with the Now Network. So we've got some big power heavy hitters coming with the show that are on board and have not seen the website one, do not care.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's time to get their now it's time. We're going to start building pieces by it. Gary's going to put some to it. I'm going to. We're going to do things. What we're doing is we're showing the journey of the story. You don't have to go back out there. You got to get up and show up every day. Whether it be an added build down the line, you have to stay present and trust the journey. And if it doesn't go the way your visions show in your mind, then it's not going to work. Then you need to fine tweak. It has not done that yet. That's and they're coming to me. I'm just pumping. Hey, this one's come. Brian Gabora called me. What's going on? My Victoria Seeger, she was a big girl in the music scene, good friend of mine, one of my besties. We lost her, but it brought us tighter. Like the music community, I'm not even brought on the boom to X with them. So, a lot of stuff's on tuck. A lot.
Good. Good.
You're gonna be one of the first ones I tell.
Good.
So I'm gonna blow your mind with it, I'll tell you that. But I can't say anything because it's we're doing the pilot and stuff like that, and it's personal life. But all I know is like I've been alone almost 12 years, and I know that was the reason for being alone is because I was meant to be. And the universe will bring you your gifts. This door open. I met you. Where did you come from? I told Billy Dees. I talked to him. He was the very, very, very first one. And Christy, I don't know. Are you familiar with them?
No.
Okay, you'll see them one minute. Those are two that I jumped in a year ago. Over when I was on Facebook. I'm on X now. I saw you. I saw gazillions. I mean, you see it all over on X. Holy moly!
Oh yeah.
You stood out. You want to know why you stood out? Will they talk about you?
Why?
You stood out because you don't seem stuffy headed. You don't seem arrogant. You don't seem like it's all about you. You just look like you're generally interested in people.
Sure. That's true.
No, dead ass. If I'm going to bring people on this journey with me, I have to be very cognizant and very smart of all the eyes that are on me, who I bring to them. And when I saw you, I went, I like him. I told my daughter, I said, I'm going on his watch. I'm going to reach right out to him. I reached right out to you.
You did.
You know what I mean? You weren't like, I need all this guide. I was like, like, fuck it. We don't send you. Good. Because I'm working as curse words. Could it be just a curse? I don't know what video going wrong I was in when I was in addiction, but I know the video game I'm leveling up and I'm in now. The beautiful news just comes one after the other. But also your mind will play tricks on you of everyday life. Wow, man, that bill's doing it. I'm going to really need some clothes. I lost everything. You know what I mean? I lost everything. I'm wearing some rags. I mean, I feel like Cinderella over here, but I'm not dressed in yellow. But I will tell you, when I saw you, the immense of stories that you have put out there, how many do you think are coming with Twisted Recovery? They're going to, I want to come through to see you.
Yeah.
I'm being very selective on who I bring because this is going to be huge.
Yeah.
I'm not able to say much. So what I'm telling you is I was going to be very selective of who I was going to choose to, because this is part of the journey. So I don't know if you're going to be up to it being on a segment, on a segment on the show. I'm going to show.
Count me in.
Huh?
Count me in.
Oh, well, then you're in because Gary said to tell you. Hello, Gary's mysterious. He's a magician type, So he's very quiet right now because he's going to bring on the boom. And we've got a lot. That's the whole magic community. Yeah. And when I tell you the whole magic community, I mean, whoa. And music, the people he tells me he knows, I'm like, I didn't know you knew them. He's like, yeah, like it's nothing.
Right.
That's what I like. You, like it's nothing. Yeah, I know, Brian. Yeah, I'm Brian. You're like, not like, yeah, man, I know. And then you're going to have to, you're not, I can't, no can do. I'm not hauling out something this bitch. I can't. I just love a sweetheart. I love a brain. And when I watch you, I said, wow, he is genuine as fuck. And I like him. So that's how I rock. You know what I mean? And that's how I go with things, and not hurting people's feelings, but I'm just saying, because there's some that I haven't gone on yet, just because I'm being very selective with my story. There are some that I'm still going to go on. But I chose you primarily because I'm showing a journey. And this is a safety thing. You could make you really got to be very selective in your circles and where you're going and where you're taking. If I'm taking a show and a journey with people, I'm not going to take it to just so I had to do some homework and I watched you for a while. And I said, I really love the way you vibe.
No, that's really nice.
Yeah, I really like the way you vibe. Yeah, dead ass. Yeah, you're real.
Cool.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
bring it.
Christina, I have to wrap it up.
Yeah, yeah.
I gotta get my kid to kickboxing.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
But let's do you and is it Gary in the new year?
Yes, Gary's ready to do that with you because he's like I said to you, were you familiar when again? And he can tell you all of the yeah.
Yeah.
I just want you to hear the woman, woe is me, here I come. No, okay.
No,
This is my baby. I'm the founder. This
yeah.
is my baby. I did hand pick out of many producers, but there's a lot of producers jumping in that you would know from a lot of stuff. Oh yeah. So there's some really cool stuff coming. So this is something that I want you part of
Cool. I
because
want to be
it's
part of it.
yes, I'm glad that you do. And I hope I didn't talk you. It's the ADHD, the mind. I want to make sure I get it all out.
Nah.
But I want you to know
What
that on
podcasting is.
behalf of Gary and my entire team, we are very grateful to you. I'll even say it for Alon and his family because, you know, you are on his platform and they are like family to us. And so everything that's coming, it's beautiful. Just get ready. It's
Nice.
gonna be awesome. Like I'm showing the woe is me because I am woe is me right now, but it's not. This isn't forever, and that's what we're showing. This isn't forever. This too shall pass is merchandise I'm doing, and it's not that deep. To let you know. And yeah, no, tell them to get a good kick in for me. I love that. I do.
All right. Well, I'll wrap it up here and thank you for jumping on. I'll
Thank you for
tag you when
having
we're throwing
me.
this stuff around online
Yeah,
and we'll see you
yeah, yeah.
soon.